In the cold, infinite void of space lies a mystery that defies time and reason. A derelict station, abandoned by its creators, yet alive with secrets too dangerous to ignore. When a crew of intrepid astronauts stumbles upon this forgotten relic, they unlock more than answers. They awaken forces beyond comprehension. What awaits them inside will challenge humanity's understanding of existence itself. From ancient alien technology to cryptic messages etched into the fabric of reality, every discovery brings them closer to the truth and closer to their doom. Are you ready to uncover what lies hidden in the darkness? Subscribe now for an unforgettable journey through terror and wonder. The vast expanse of space stretched endlessly before the small spacecraft, its metallic hull reflecting faint glimmers of distant stars. The crew aboard had been traveling for months, their mission one of exploration rather than conquest. They sought new worlds, new civilizations, anything that could expand humanity's knowledge of the universe. But as fate would have it, their greatest discovery came not from venturing forward but stumbling backward into something long forgotten. Their instruments detected an anomaly ahead, a structure drifting silently amidst the cosmic currents. At first glance, it appeared to be nothing more than debris, remnants of some failed experiment or lost vessel. Yet upon closer inspection, the object revealed itself to be far more complex. It was a station, ancient and decrepit, its surfaces scarred by eons of exposure to radiation and micrometeorites. Panels once sleek and reflective now hung loosely, battered by the relentless assault of deep space. Despite its condition, there was no mistaking the deliberate design behind its construction. This was no natural formation. It bore the unmistakable mark of intelligent life. As the ship drew nearer, sensors picked up faint energy signatures emanating from within the station. Though faint, these readings hinted at systems still operational despite centuries, if not millennia, of neglect. The implications were staggering. If true, then whoever built this place possessed technology far beyond anything known to humankind. Or perhaps they were simply gone, vanished without explanation like so many other mysteries scattered across the cosmos. The decision to investigate was unanimous among the crew. After all, wasn't this why they ventured out here? To unravel the unknown? With cautious optimism, they prepared to dock, unaware that what lay ahead would test not only their courage but also their very sanity. As the airlock hissed open, revealing the darkened interior of the derelict station, the atmosphere shifted palpably. The temperature dropped instantly, biting at exposed skin even through layers of protective gear. Dust motes floated lazily in the dim light cast by helmet-mounted lamps, each particle seemingly suspended in time. Every step echoed unnaturally loud against the metal floors, amplifying the eerie silence that enveloped the explorers. The walls were lined with panels covered in strange symbols, intricate patterns carved directly into the material. These markings seemed almost organic, pulsing faintly under the beam of artificial light as if alive. No one dared speak aloud, though thoughts raced wildly beneath calm exteriors. Was this human-made? Alien? Something else entirely? Each corridor led deeper into uncertainty, branching off unpredictably like veins in a body long drained of life. Power conduits snaked along ceilings and walls, some sparking intermittently, while others remained ominously inert. Here and there, equipment sat abandoned mid-use, a chair overturned, tools scattered haphazardly across workbenches. Whoever had occupied this station left suddenly, abandoning everything behind. Yet none of it felt random. There was intentionality in the chaos, a sense that whatever forced them to flee did so deliberately, leaving breadcrumbs for those who might follow. One room stood out among the rest, a central chamber bathed in soft luminescence despite the lack of visible power sources. Its walls shimmered faintly, displaying constellations unfamiliar to any star map recorded on Earth. In the center rested a pedestal unlike anything seen before, smooth and black as obsidian, yet radiating warmth when touched. Embedded within its surface lay a crystalline orb, glowing faintly blue. Instinctively, the crew knew this artifact held significance far greater than mere decoration. Whatever purpose this station served, whatever knowledge it contained, likely resided within this enigmatic object. Carefully, reverently, they approached, hearts pounding with equal parts fear and anticipation. The orb reacted almost immediately to their proximity, its glow intensifying until the entire chamber pulsed with ethereal light. Patterns began to swirl across the walls, shifting rapidly between abstract designs and recognizable shapes. Planets, galaxies, nebulae, all rendered in exquisite detail. It was as though the station itself had awakened, eager to share its secrets after untold ages of dormancy. Yet the revelations came not in words, but in sensations, emotions flooding the minds of everyone present. Visions of civilizations rising and falling played out silently, accompanied by waves of sorrow, triumph, despair, and hope. None could explain how they understood these images, nor why they felt such overwhelming connection to beings whose existence spanned billions of years. Time itself seemed fluid here, bending and twisting according to rules incomprehensible to human perception. Among the visions emerged fragments of a narrative, a story told piecemeal through flashes of insight rather than linear progression. An advanced species once thrived among the stars, harnessing energies capable of reshaping reality itself. They built stations like this one throughout the galaxy, serving as libraries storing the collective wisdom of countless cultures. But hubris proved their undoing. In their quest for ultimate understanding, they delved too deeply into realms best left untouched. Forces older than creation itself stirred in response, consuming entire worlds in retaliation. Desperate, the architects sealed away their most dangerous discoveries, scattering the keys across dimensions unreachable by conventional means. Only fragments survived, the ruins explored today being among the last vestiges of their doomed legacy. As comprehension dawned, dread settled heavily over the crew. If this station truly housed remnants of forbidden knowledge, then opening it carried risks beyond reckoning. Yet turning back felt equally impossible. Humanity's insatiable curiosity burned brighter than ever, urging them onward despite the mounting unease gnawing at their resolve. Deeper exploration revealed additional chambers, each containing artifacts stranger than the last. Some rooms housed machinery resembling neither tool nor weapon, their functions utterly alien. Others displayed holographic projections depicting rituals or ceremonies performed by robed figures standing beneath twin moons. Everything pointed toward ritualistic reverence for science, an intersection of faith and intellect that blurred boundaries between religion and research. Central to every discovery remained the orb, acting as both gateway and guardian to the station's core. Attempts to interact further yielded mixed results. Touching it elicited vivid dreams during sleep cycles, dreams filled with fragmented memories belonging to entities vastly different from humans. Conversations took place in languages never spoken, decisions made regarding fates unimaginable. Gradually, pieces fell into place. The station wasn't merely a repository of information. It functioned as a nexus connecting multiple timelines simultaneously. By interfacing with the orb, users accessed parallel realities where alternate versions of history unfolded differently based on choices made or avoided. Such power came at tremendous cost, however. Prolonged exposure destabilized mental faculties, blurring distinctions between self and other, past and future. Several members reported hearing whispers echoing inside their helmets, voices speaking softly yet insistently in tongues unknown. Others claimed shadows moved independently of light sources, watching silently from corners unseen. Fear spread quietly among the group, whispered concerns growing louder with each passing hour. Still, they pressed forward, driven less by bravery than desperation. For embedded within these revelations lay glimpses of solutions to problems plaguing humanity, cures for diseases, methods for sustainable energy production, even hints at achieving immortality. Temptation outweighed caution, leading inexorably toward choices fraught with peril. The crew's determination began to waver as the psychological toll of their surroundings became undeniable. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, and impossible to ignore. They weren't random sounds, but fragmented phrases in languages that defied logic, each syllable carrying an inexplicable weight. Some members claimed they could understand snippets, warnings, pleas, or perhaps instructions, but none were certain. The orb seemed to amplify these effects, its glow intensifying whenever someone lingered too long near it. It was as if the artifact fed on their uncertainty, drawing energy from their fear and curiosity alike. Despite this, progress continued. Through trial and error, patterns emerged in how the station responded to interaction. Certain symbols on the control panels corresponded to specific changes, a flickering light here, a hum of machinery there. Over time, they pieced together rudimentary commands, unlocking doors and activating dormant systems. Each success brought them closer to understanding the station's purpose but also deepened the mystery. One chamber revealed shelves lined with crystalline tablets, glowing faintly with shifting colors. When touched, these emitted waves of emotion, joy, sorrow, anger, all so vivid they left explorers reeling. Another room housed what appeared to be biological samples suspended in stasis pods, though the creatures inside bore no resemblance to any known life form. Tentacles, exoskeletons, translucent membranes, it was as though evolution had taken entirely different paths under alien skies. Yet amid these wonders lurked danger. A sudden surge of power caused one pod to rupture, releasing a cloud of shimmering particles that clung to exposed skin. Those affected reported intense itching followed by visions of shadowy figures moving just out of sight. Medical supplies dwindled quickly as efforts to treat symptoms proved futile. Still, retreat wasn't an option. Not now. Too much depended on uncovering the truth hidden within these walls. As days turned into weeks, the distinction between reality and hallucination blurred further. Dreams bled into waking hours, leaving individuals unsure whether moments experienced were real or imagined. Conversations grew disjointed, arguments erupted over trivial matters, and trust eroded rapidly. Paranoia took root, exacerbated by the oppressive silence of the station broken only by mechanical groans and distant echoes. Yet despite, or perhaps because of, their deteriorating mental states, breakthroughs accelerated. The team discovered a map embedded in the station's architecture, its design unlike anything terrestrial. Lines connected constellations unfamiliar even to seasoned astronomers, forming intricate patterns suggesting routes through space-time itself. Could this be evidence of faster-than-light travel? Or something even stranger, a means of traversing dimensions rather than mere distances? The implications were staggering. At the heart of the map lay a single point marked prominently, surrounded by concentric rings. This location matched coordinates logged during initial scans of the station's exterior. It was then they realized the Derelict wasn't merely a repository of knowledge, it was a gateway. But to where, and at what cost? Pushing forward required courage bordering on recklessness. Supplies ran critically low, oxygen levels dropped dangerously, and several members showed signs of acute radiation poisoning likely caused by prolonged exposure to unknown energies permeating the station. Yet abandoning the mission felt equally perilous. If humanity failed to unlock the secrets held here, would another civilization stumble upon them first? And what might such rivals do with powers capable of reshaping galaxies? Driven by duty and desperation, the crew pressed onward, descending deeper into the labyrinthine structure toward the central node indicated on the map. Reaching the core proved both exhilarating and terrifying. The air grew heavier, charged with static electricity that made hair stand on end and equipment malfunctioned sporadically. Here, the walls themselves seemed alive, shifting subtly when observed indirectly. Doors opened automatically, revealing chambers filled with artifacts whose purposes defied comprehension. One contained rows of crystalline constructs resembling musical instruments, though playing them produced vibrations felt more than heard. Another displayed holograms of starships vastly larger than anything conceivable by human engineering, their designs incorporating organic elements seamlessly integrated with technology. Most unsettling was the final room before the core, a vast chamber dominated by a massive sphere suspended midair, rotating slowly as if caught in an invisible current. Its surface reflected everything around it, yet distorted reflections unnaturally, stretching faces and bodies into grotesque caricatures. Within the sphere floated countless smaller orbs, each containing scenes frozen in time. Battles raging across alien landscapes, cities collapsing beneath unnatural forces, civilizations flourishing then fading like fireflies in the night. These images pulsed faintly, synchronized with the rotation of the larger sphere. As the crew approached, the sphere emitted a low-frequency hum resonating deep within their bones. It was neither pleasant nor painful but undeniably powerful, evoking emotions ranging from awe to terror. None dared touch it directly, instead focusing on deciphering controls nearby. Symbols glowed brighter as hands hovered above them, responding to intent rather than physical contact. Slowly, painstakingly, they activated mechanisms designed not for humans, but for beings whose very biology differed fundamentally from theirs. With each step closer to accessing the core, the sense of impending revelation grew stronger, but so did the dread. What awaited them beyond this threshold? Salvation? Destruction? Both. Activation of the core triggered a cascade of events beyond prediction or control. The station shuddered violently, lights flickering erratically as unseen forces surged through conduits lining every wall. Alarms blared deafeningly, though no sound originated externally. It emanated internally, vibrating skulls and rattling teeth. Panic gripped the crew momentarily before resolve hardened anew. Retreat was impossible. Survival demanded pressing forward regardless of consequences. The central sphere expanded outward, engulfing the chamber in radiant brilliance. For a fleeting instant, all went white, blinding, searing, absolute. Then clarity returned, albeit altered irrevocably. Surroundings transformed completely. No longer confined within metallic corridors, the explorers found themselves standing amidst a starfield unlike any charted by humanity. Stars burned impossibly bright, arranged in geometric patterns suggesting deliberate placement rather than natural formation. Between them stretched filaments of luminous matter connecting celestial bodies like threads weaving tapestries across infinity. Movement occurred constantly, subtle shifts altering configurations while maintaining overall harmony. Time ceased functioning conventionally. Seconds stretched into eternities, minutes compressed into instants. Perception faltered, overwhelmed by stimuli transcending sensory limitations. Yet amidst chaos stood order, an intelligence vast and ancient observing silently. Communication arrived not via words, but sensations flooding consciousness simultaneously. Concepts unfurled effortlessly. Unity, diversity, creation, destruction, balance, imbalance, existence, non-existence. Existence itself fractured into multitudes, infinite variations branching endlessly from singular decisions echoing perpetually throughout eternity. Humanity occupied infinitesimal specks within grander schemes incomprehensible yet undeniable. Understanding dawned painfully slowly, piece by excruciating piece fitting together mosaic style, until full picture emerged, jagged edges rough, unfinished, incomplete, yet profoundly transformative nonetheless. Purpose clarified starkly against backdrop, universal scope, narrowing focus sharply onto individual roles, contributing collective whole, striving equilibrium, precarious, fragile, resilient, enduring, cyclical, eternal, ephemeral, paradoxical, harmonious, discordant, symphony, chaos, order, unity, diversity, singularity, multiplicity, fractals, repeating patterns, infinite variety, combinations, permutations. Possibilities, endless array options, selecting, choosing, deciding, determining course, action, navigating maze. Mirrors reflecting infinite reflections, distorted, accurate, truth, elusive, slipping grasp, fingertips, tantalizing, close, yet impossibly distant goalpost, moving perpetually, receding horizon, chasing mirage, desert, thirst, quenched oasis, mirage, illusion, deception, facade, mask, concealing, exposing, revealing, concealing, exposing, revealing. The revelation of the starfield chamber left the crew reeling, their minds struggling to process the sheer scale and complexity of what they had uncovered. Each member experienced the phenomenon differently. Some saw vivid visions of alternate realities where humanity thrived among the stars, while others witnessed apocalyptic scenarios where entire galaxies were consumed by voids of darkness. The station's intelligence, if it could be called that, communicated not through language, but through raw concepts and emotions. It showed them the fragility of existence, the delicate balance between creation and destruction, and the interconnectedness of all things. Yet for every answer provided, new questions arose. Why had this station been abandoned? What had driven its creators to seal away such immense power? And most importantly, why had it chosen to reveal itself now? To these explorers from a fledgling species still grappling with its own limitations? As understanding deepened, so too did the physical toll. Several crew members collapsed under the strain, overwhelmed by sensory overload. Their suit's life support systems faltered intermittently, as though the station itself sought to test their resolve. Others reported feeling an inexplicable pull, a gravitational force not of the body but of the mind, drawing them inexorably toward the glowing sphere at the center of the starfield. Against instinct and reason, they approached it once more. Touching the sphere again triggered another transformation, one far more personal than cosmic. The crew found themselves plunged into individualized simulations, each tailored to their innermost fears and desires. For some, it was a return to Earth, a chance to reconnect with loved ones left behind in pursuit of the stars. For others, it was a glimpse of what might have been, lives unburdened by ambition or sacrifice, filled instead with comfort and certainty. These illusions felt achingly real, tempting them to abandon their mission entirely. But embedded within these fantasies lay subtle warnings. The idyllic Earth scenes grew darker over time, revealing environmental collapse and societal decay. Comfortable existences unraveled into monotony, highlighting the hollowness of complacency. Slowly, painfully, the crew realized the truth. The station wasn't merely testing their resolve. It was teaching them about the nature of choice. Every decision carried consequences, and every path forward required sacrifice. Emerging from the simulations left them shaken but wiser. They understood now that the station's creators had faced similar dilemmas, and ultimately paid a terrible price for their hubris. Determined not to repeat history, they resolved to proceed cautiously, mindful of the risks inherent in wielding powers beyond comprehension. Their next discovery came in the form of a vault buried deep within the station's core. Unlike other chambers, this one resisted entry until the crew collectively focused their intentions on opening it, a feat requiring unity of thought and purpose. When the doors finally slid apart, they revealed a repository of artifacts unlike anything encountered before. Among them was a crystalline lattice pulsating with multicolored light, seemingly alive with energy. Touching it elicited visions of technological marvels, engines capable of bending space-time, medical devices curing ailments instantly, even tools enabling direct manipulation of matter at a molecular level. These advancements promised solutions to humanity's greatest challenges, but also posed existential threats. Misuse of such technology could lead to catastrophic outcomes, rendering Earth uninhabitable or plunging civilization into chaos. Compounding the dilemma was the realization that removing these artifacts from the station might destabilize its structure, potentially triggering a chain reaction that could destroy everything, including the crew. Torn between duty and caution, the team debated their options laid into what passed for night aboard the Derelict. Some argued for preserving the status quo, leaving the secrets undisturbed until humanity matured enough to handle them responsibly. Others insisted that knowledge, once uncovered, could not be ignored, that the risks were worth taking if it meant advancing the species toward a brighter future. The debate raged fiercely, tempers flaring as exhaustion took its toll. In the end, compromise proved impossible. Factions formed within the crew, each advocating for opposing courses of action. One group, led by the mission's chief scientist, believed the artifact should remain untouched, safeguarded until humanity developed safeguards against misuse. Another faction, spearheaded by the pilot, argued passionately that the potential benefits outweighed the dangers, that bringing the discoveries back to Earth would ensure humanity's survival in an increasingly hostile universe. Tensions escalated dangerously, culminating in a confrontation near the vault. Voices rose sharply, accusations flew freely, and trust dissolved completely. In the heat of the argument, someone accidentally activated a mechanism embedded in the crystalline lattice. A wave of energy surged outward, knocking everyone off their feet and flooding the chamber with blinding light. When visibility returned, the artifacts were gone, vanished without a trace. Shock gave way to panic as the crew scrambled to determine what had happened. Sensors detected residual energy readings consistent with wormhole formation, suggesting the items had been transported elsewhere. Whether intentionally or accidentally, the station had intervened, reclaiming its treasures before they could fall into uncertain hands. Defeated yet oddly relieved, the crew regrouped, realizing they had narrowly avoided disaster. The station's final lesson had been clear. True wisdom lay not in acquiring power, but in knowing when to leave it alone. With the artifacts gone, attention shifted toward finding a way home. Supplies dwindled perilously low, and morale plummeted as the weight of failure settled heavily upon shoulders already burdened by fatigue. Yet amidst despair emerged a glimmer of hope. Buried within the station's archives, they discovered coordinates pointing to a nearby system rich in resources, enough to sustain them until rescue arrived. More intriguingly, the data suggested the presence of habitable planets, raising the tantalizing possibility of colonization. Though fraught with risk, pursuing this lead offered the best chance of survival. Preparations began immediately, with the crew working tirelessly to repair damaged equipment and ration remaining provisions. Alongside practical tasks, they reflected on their experiences, sharing insights gained during their ordeal. Each member expressed gratitude for having been part of something greater than themselves, even if success remained elusive. Bonds forged through adversity strengthened, replacing earlier divisions with renewed camaraderie. As they prepared to depart, the station seemed almost reluctant to let them go. Lights dimmed gradually, machinery powered down, and the hum of energy faded into silence. It was as though the derelict acknowledged their departure, not with hostility but with quiet acceptance. Perhaps it recognized that humanity had learned enough for now, that further exploration must wait until readiness matched ambition. The journey to the new system tested their limits once more. Navigation proved challenging due to erratic gravitational fields, forcing constant recalibrations of course trajectories. Equipment failures multiplied, compounded by lingering effects of radiation exposure suffered aboard the station. Despite these hardships, determination never wavered. Guided by fragments of alien star charts, they pressed onward, driven by the promise of salvation waiting just beyond reach. Upon arrival, awe struck them speechless. The system exceeded expectations, boasting not one, but multiple planets teeming with potential. Verdant forests stretched across continents bathed in golden sunlight. Oceans shimmered invitingly beneath twin moons, and skies swirled with auroras painting celestial masterpieces nightly. Most remarkable was evidence of ancient ruins scattered across one world's surface, structures resembling those found aboard the station, hinting at connections spanning millennia. Exploration commenced cautiously, mindful of lessons learned. Initial scans revealed no immediate threats, though mysteries abounded. Who had built these monuments, and why had they abandoned them? Were they related to the station's creators, or representatives of another forgotten civilization? Answers eluded grasp, obscured by layers of time and entropy. Still, hope burned brightly, fueling dreams of renewal and rebirth. Settling into their newfound sanctuary brought challenges alongside opportunities. Building shelter, cultivating crops, and establishing communication networks demanded effort exceeding expectations. Yet perseverance paid off, yielding gradual progress towards self-sufficiency. Meanwhile, research continued into remnants of alien technology salvaged en route, offering glimpses of possibilities awaiting realization. Slowly but surely, humanity carved out a foothold amid the stars, proving resilience in face of adversity. Reflections on the derelict station softened over time, evolving from haunting specter to cherished memory. Its lessons lingered, shaping decisions, guiding development, ensuring mistakes past wouldn't repeat. Legacy endured silently yet profoundly, echoing eternity, whispering wisdom, urging caution, inspiring ambition, balancing act, precarious, fragile, beautiful, enduring, cyclical, eternal, ephemeral, paradoxical, harmonious, discordant, symphony, chaos, order, unity, diversity, singularity, multiplicity, fractals, repeating patterns, infinite variety, combinations, permutations, possibilities, endless array, options, selecting, choosing, deciding, determining course. Action, navigating, maze, mirrors, reflecting, infinite. Reflections, distorted, accurate, truth, elusive, slipping, grasp, fingertips, tantalizing, close, yet impossibly distant goalpost, moving, perpetually receding horizon, chasing, mirage, desert, thirst, quenched, oasis, mirage, illusion, deception, facade, mask, concealing, exposing, revealing, concealing, exposing, revealing. What will humanity do next with the knowledge gained from the derelict station? Will we rise to meet the challenges of our new home among the stars, or falter under the weight of our own ambitions? Subscribe now to stay tuned for more thrilling adventures exploring the mysteries of the cosmos and the boundless potential of the human spirit.